What's going on, guys? This is STG. I'm going to tell you in this video why I think trading silver for gold is a bad idea. Now, whatever I say in this video, I just want to put a disclaimer out there that this is my opinion and my opinion alone. You do not have to agree with what I say. I am not offering any financial advice. I am not a professional financial advisor, and this is just my opinion. Okay, I put out the disclaimer. So, in my opinion, I don't think trading silver for gold is a good idea. Let me tell you why. So, I've seen a lot of videos lately about people wanting to trade their silver for gold using the gold to silver, silver to gold ratio, and trying to wait to when the price of silver goes up to trade for some gold. I don't think this is necessarily a good idea. Let me show you why and explain to you why. So here's a little chart that I just made, and I'm gonna show you, don't want to show that, but I want to show you. So if we go back a year, on August 1st, 2023, the price of silver was $24.40. Now on August 1st of this year, the price of silver was $28.52. So we have approximately a 14.5% change in the price of silver. Now gold, on the other hand, was approximately $19.52. This is all in USD. And currently, as of August 1st, it is $2,447 approximately, which gives you approximately a 20.2% change over a year. Now, gold has been going up dramatically, especially since around 2016. It's gone up a lot faster than it has in the past. Silver has made incremental gains. Usually when there is an economic crisis, the price of silver goes up more than the price of gold percentage-wise. It usually outperforms gold. However, for some reason, this trend doesn't seem to be occurring anymore since the pandemic, at least. And probably a little prior to that, probably starting around 2016-ish. The price of gold has gone up more dramatically than it has. It's increasing at an increasing rate. So silver, it seems to remain relatively stagnant. Now, during the pandemic, you could see here $24.39, and 3 years later, we have almost the exact same price of silver. So we really don't see any change in silver over a 3-year period of time in the last 3 years, from 2020 to 2023. It's gone up somewhat this year. There's a lot of conflict going on in the world, but from based on historical activity of the price of silver, my gut is telling me that silver is going to be going down. That's just my opinion. Again, you don't have to take my word for it. This is just my opinion. I think when there's conflict and there's economic crisis in the world going on, the price of precious metals do tend to go up. People use them as a safe haven. They're somewhat more stable than paper, and people like to have physical, tangible assets. There's also, gold and silver and precious metal stocks and all different types of options and stuff you could buy for precious metals. But overall, we're talking price of precious metals in general. So we're talking physical. So that explains a lot of the price increase in both silver and gold. Now, usually, if you look at the price during economic crisis, of course it goes up, and it has gone down. But overall, the price of gold has seemed to go up a lot more dramatically than the price of silver has. So it's increasing at an increasing rate. I could probably show you the graphics and bore you and do some calculus to show that it's increasing at an increasing rate, but you could just take my word for it. You could do your own research. That's fine. I'm just going to try to keep it as simple as possible here. So here, if you look at 2020, the amount of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold was approximately 72.7 ounces. So as we can see here, 3 years later, although the price of silver is constant, the price of gold did go up, and now at that time it was approximately 80 ounces. So again, this goes back to what I'm saying, guys. Gold and silver are not acting like they have historically been acting. Whether it's through manipulation, which there have been cases with JP Morgan, precious metal dealers have been recently prosecuted for precious metal price manipulation, and other events going on globally in the world, political events, wars of that nature. You guys can figure out what's going on in the world if you're keeping up to date what's going on. Also, there are certain countries that are stockpiling precious metals. Mainly India is probably buying the most silver right now, and China's probably buying the most gold right now. And this is also causing an increase in the price more dramatically than it has in the past. So if you look at the past, let's say 20 years, there hasn't really been too many major conflicts. Ever since COVID, it seems like there's been an increase in the number of global conflicts. There was the Russian invasion of Sebastopol in that area of Ukraine in I believe it was 2016, and there were some, there are some ongoing wars and tensions, but it just seems like the media, I personally blame the media for making it a lot worse than it is, and this has caused a lot of people to have a lot more fear, okay? There's always been conflicts, there's always been wars. Everyone always says, oh, the world's going to end, it's going to be World War III. It doesn't materialize, guys. Until it happens, it's all just talk, okay? So you could say whatever you want, you could listen, believe whatever you want, but until it happens, it's not reality, okay? So people, I think today, because of social media, because of media in general, I think is causing people to be a little bit more afraid, and I think this is also not helping the price of precious metals to stabilize and probably be a bit lower than it should have been. So this is just, again, guys, this is all just my opinion. You do not have to agree with what I'm saying. But I feel that the price of precious metals are being manipulated, not only by media, but by certain governments or, let's say, shorting and hedging and doing all sorts of manipulation of precious metals for their own benefit. The very wealthy. We could go on and on and on about who and what is causing the price to go up, but here is the data, guys. You can see the ratios have only been going up in the past 4 years, and precious metals are not acting like they have historically been acting. So that is why I feel that this ratio is only going to keep going up in the long term. I really don't see silver. I see silver being somewhat suppressed in the short term, and I see gold going up in the short term for a lot of different reasons, guys. I'm not going to get into them, but I think this ratio is only going to keep going up. So if you want to store silver to buy gold, you're going to need more of it. That is why I don't think it's a good idea to try to use silver to purchase gold. I feel that if you want gold, if you could afford it, even if it's just a little bit, save up, buy the gold instead, even if it's a 1 gram bar. There's a high premium. The smaller the gold, the higher the premium, But you know what, guys? The prices have gone up so dramatically recently for silver and gold that the premiums have actually come down in a lot of LCSs you go to. There's really not too much of a premium. I'm constantly seeing premium for some type of gold coins, you know, $15, $20 over spot, 3% over spot, 5%. You know, these are really not that high for gold compared to silver historically, although silver premiums also recently have been coming down dramatically. So my advice is, if you want some gold, to buy the gold. Don't buy the silver to get the gold, because you're going to end up holding your silver. Your silver is going to become relatively less valuable compared to the gold over time if you hold it, because the silver to gold ratio is only going to keep increasing as the price of gold increases. So you're going to be losing out that opportunity cost of having invested in gold in the first place, as opposed to you just buying silver hoping it goes up a little bit and then buying gold. You're going to come out behind, because you're going to need more of that silver to purchase that same amount of gold in the future. So that's just my little take on it. I just want to advise people not to do this in the long term. If you can get silver for a cheap price, under spot, around spot, and then trade it for gold, that's awesome. More power to you. But if your goal is long term, trying to get gold through silver, trading it for silver, I think that's a terrible mistake, and don't make it. That's just my opinion. Again, appreciate you if you stood this long. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and as always, stack that gold.